Hey Periscope, where are my scopers at? Hey Nancy Sheridan, how are you, girl? We miss you guys. Hello. Welcome in. Come on in. Mighty King. Here we go. Oh, the song. Baby girl's face is missing some teeth. Come on in. I give you literally like 2 minutes to share this. I'm gonna tie in every major epic event over the weekend all over the country into one 15 to 20 minute thing for you guys. And I'm gonna make sure that on every single thing that all of y'all did this weekend across the country, because there were some epic events across the country, I'm gonna show you how to make sure that it changes your life and it doesn't go away. Ready? No smoke in the cockpit. That's right. Woo! Hearts before. Here we go. 30 seconds. Share it up. You guys are awesome. Hi, Melissa. You made it in. I'm so glad you made it in. I'm a little amped up today. I'm amped up on some fun oil, fun, and peppermint. She's feeling better. Thank you so much for praying. Yes, I'll be at convention. I'm speaking on Saturday at convention. I'll tell you about that. I'm amped up both, Callie. I think I'm amped up both. All right, let's get going on this. I've given you guys enough time. 2 minutes. It was. I said 2 minutes, right? Let's do this. Okay. Thank you for getting on. Top O the morning to you on Monday. This is Great and Mighty King by Elevation Worship. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite songs, and they have these acoustic versions on YouTube that are just awesome. I just want to like throw mics instead of drop them. All right, so for you guys that were there this weekend, thank you guys for hanging out in Ohio. It was fantastic. Loved it. I will be in Michigan in August 27th. I'll be in Michigan. I'm going to be in Illinois the third week in May, so May 21st. Not this weekend, I'm not going anywhere, but next weekend I will be in California. Portland, Oregon. Ashley will be in Oregon in September, end of September. Okay. All right. So if you're new to my scopes or if you're on replay, I have a big thank you to all the replay viewers when you get on here, because you know what, like you didn't get the whole benefit of all this live stuff. Because if you're on a replay, this is a live video with some of my closest friends on Periscope. So bear with me as I'm answering questions and talking to people as they're commenting on the video. If you're new to Periscope, if you need to share this, if you want to share this, if you think it's worth it, swipe one way or up depending on your phone. You swipe left or right on an Apple phone, and you can click share and you can send that out to your people. If you tap the screen, it creates the hearts over here. It just says you like it. And that's awesome. All right. I'll put up the events. Keep watching the Office Facebook page. And so if you go to the website, family-wellness.com, you can get to the Office Facebook page and the YouTube channel. But if you go to just search my name on YouTube, that's where you can find all the old videos. Okay. And so you can get the replays because we use YouTube up in here. All right. So today I wanted to talk about something. Oh, that's not nice. It's not nice to talk like that. So if you talk like that, I'm feeling all nice today too. I'm all about being blue today, and so I'll still block you. And I'll send you to the abyss. I actually ordered a shirt that says "Not today, troll." So I'm like, I'm loving it. I can't wait until I get that. So love it. All right. So if you're new to my Periscopes, the thing we talk about here all the time is I'm a chiropractor from Texas. I'm Dr. Jim Bob Haggerton. I love function. I love physiology. I'm a geek about all things health. I'm a geek about nutrition. We talk a ton about essential oils. We talk a ton about Jesus, right? We talk a ton about life. We talk about everything, all right? So we're going to talk about something today that applies to every single part of your life. I'm going to talk to you about something neurologically and the way that your brain works as it pertains to thought, okay? All right, so today we're going to talk about how with just one thought, you can change everything. One thought, you can change it all, okay? One thought can change everything. So this weekend, there were some epic events went on. You know, we had a great event in Mansfield, Ohio. Jen and Matt Baker put on a great event. Those of you guys that were there, it was great, right? Like, they did an amazing job. And so that was a great event, you know, not to like brag on ourselves, but that was great. We had a good time. But this weekend, there was a lot of events. There was First Steps to Success in Washington, D.C. Had a lot of friends that were at that with Danny Johnson. Epic event. There was Spirit of Wellness with Melissa Pepping and the ULA guys, and that was an epic event. There was also GoPro for Women, the most powerful women in network marketing, met up in Vegas, and they had an epic event, okay? Lisa Bevere at Gateway, yes, epic event, epic weekend. There was a ton of things that happened this weekend. Now, there is a 3-step process to something that you hear or something that you learn becoming action, becoming a part of your life. There's this 3-step process that we miss a lot. So we're going to talk about the neurology because I want to show you guys how with just a thought, with just this one thought and a change of this one thought, you can change everything. But if you don't change the one thought, nothing changes for very long. Okay? All right, so let's talk about the way that the brain works a little bit. I'm just going to give you a couple things. One is, if you have not read any of Dr. Caroline Leaf's information, check it out. She talks about the brain health. She talks about neurology and how the nerves work, how the brain works, how it rebuilds. And so one thing that I want to bring up, a quote she has, is thoughts create real estate in the brain. This is Dr. Leaf. Your thoughts create real estate in the brain. Now, every time you have a thought about something, it creates a change in your brain, okay? Every time you have a thought, watch this, your brain changes. Now, the amount of times you have the same thought, the amount of times that you go back through and you fire that same pathway, the amount of consistent times you think that way creates a phenomenon in the brain called neuroplasticity, okay? There's a phenomenon in the brain, there is a change in the brain called neuroplasticity, okay? And neuroplasticity is the process that the brain goes through to make nerves bigger, thicker, and to make them faster so that ends up being the pathway that your brain uses for that thought or for that action or for whatever, okay? Let's talk about, let's just for an example, the first time that you did laundry, okay? We're going to talk about this, okay? So with laundry, when the laundry, the buzzer goes off on the dryer and you're sitting in the house and it's like, and you have to go do laundry. Well, the first time that you did laundry, you didn't really even know. When you were a kid, you didn't know anything about it. Well, as an adult, okay, you've done laundry a lot of times, so you've developed a pattern to how you think and feel and act about laundry, okay? Just an easy example. So when that dryer buzzes and it goes off and you have some kind of a stimulation or a stress, okay, then your brain goes back in and it checks. It checks for that sensation. It checks for that sound. It checks for that thought to see if you already have a pathway for that. So your brain is a lot like a filing cabinet. We talked about this weekend, and so I wanted to bring this back up because this concept of thoughts and this concept of one thought changing everything about your life and everything about the lives of your family and all the generations after you is epic. It's epic. So when you have your first thought on laundry, the first time you have a negative thought, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do laundry. Oh my God, I don't want laundry. Oh, I hate laundry. You create more and more pathways to that specific thought process so that when that dryer buzzes, your brain goes back into the filing cabinet, opens it up, pulls out the file that says laundry on it, and as an adult, it's thicker because you've done it more. As a child, it's really thin, okay, you hear me? You haven't done it very much, so you can build the file however you want. Listen to me, with your kids, you get the privilege of building the files inside their brain. You get the privilege of helping them mold and build and shape their nervous system. It is a big, big responsibility. It's not this like, oh, it's flippant, no big deal. How you talk to them doesn't matter. You know, I have, in my office, we see a ton of kids. It's literally like a sociology experiment in here. I mean, like, it's crazy, like, watching all the different interactions, watching how the parenting is and stuff like that. And the thing that breaks my heart is when I have a parent that I know they're a fantastic parent. I know they do well and they mean well, but they yell at the kids and they talk down to the kids and they talk negatively or inappropriately to the kids that are really young. You're building neurology. Now, this weekend, I mentioned, I said, with your words, hi Paula, with your words and with the things that you say, any kind of experience, but the things that you say, you're either creating life in yourself and in everyone around you, or you're not. So you're either creating life or you're creating death. You're either creating health in them or you're taking their health away by what you say and what you speak, because you're changing their brain, you're changing their thought patterns, and you're changing yourself, right? So when you're talking about so-and-so over here and you're talking about what's going on with them and you're being negative about it, your brain thinks you're talking about you and you change your own brain. Okay? So watch this. That neuroplasticity, you're building neurology. It's exactly right. That neuroplasticity means that the more you do something right, the more you do it correctly or not, you'll get better at it. What? I think I need to get a mic on that. I'm going to drop a mic right in front of you. The more you do something good or not good, the more you do something right or wrong for your body, the more you do something healthy or not healthy, the more you speak life or speak death, you will get better at it. Either one. The more you do the thing, you will get better at the thing. The more you do that, you will get more of the same back. It's the law of sowing and reaping, but you're changing the way the brain even responds so that later on down the road, when that same stimulus comes up, like your husband or the laundry or your mother-in-law, whatever the stimulus is, whatever the thought is, when you get down the road and you can't understand why you just react with anger and why you're so reactive to them and you can't figure it out, it's because you've built it that way. You've trained your brain for what you want it to think. You've trained your brain for what you want it to say. You've trained your brain for what you want your body to do. So when you guys, I'm going to show you the pathway. When all of you guys, there's been hundreds of, not thousands of our closest friends at big events this weekend. Big events that are life-changing, okay? Life-changing stuff. Why is it that you guys can go to these amazing events? You can go to church every Sunday and get incredible teaching, and then within a couple of weeks, you're back to doing the same stupid things you were. You're back to feeling the exact same way. You're back with the same issues in your marriage, the same problems with your kids, the same depression, the same anything. You're into the exact same spot. Why? Why? Because you're doing it wrong. You're changing the pathway wrong. You're not affecting the brain and everything. You're not doing the rebuilding correctly. And I'm going to teach you how to do that now. And I'm going to teach you how to do that now so that you guys that got back from Danny Johnson's First Step, it is one of the most epic events you'll go to. If you don't do it correctly when you get back today, today's Monday, you take the weekend, you start doing it today. If you don't, your brain will go back to the thing it is used to, because those pathways that you're used to firing are the one that the brain has fired the most. It's the most common. It's what's comfortable. It's what's comfortable. It's not normal. It's what's common and comfortable for you. It will go back to that. You have to give it a new normal. You have to teach your brain something different, okay? You need this before Dynasty, Kelly. We need to work on this. So I'm going to show you how this works. All right, this is what you have to do. Here's the pathway, and I'm going to show you how we do it wrong. I'm going to show you guys why you have not gotten results and you have not gotten long-term changes out of these awesome events and awesome programs that you've done in the past. And I'm going to show you how to do it in the correct order and to work on the correct categories. You can not only get this right, you can get it right forever for yourself, your family, your kids, and everything. Tapping totally works. You don't even have to do that. Let's keep it even simpler. I'm going to show you how to do this. Here is the 3 steps, okay? Here's the 3 steps that you have to go through in order for something to happen in your life. No matter what, okay? There's a 3-step process for anything that happens. Anything you say, anything you do, anywhere you go, anything. There is a 3-step process. Here we go. Yes, Pink Impact is coming up. The Men's Summit at Gateway was last weekend. Like, there were so many big events and so many coming up first of the summer that you've got to learn this. You've got to get this process so that the changes that you see and you want stick. And it actually matters. Here's the 3-step process. There's 3 steps, but the way that you work on them is different. You ready? The first step is there had to have been a thought for anything to happen. Thoughts precede beliefs, and after thoughts create your beliefs, beliefs turn into action. Okay? Beliefs turn into action. So in order to have grabbed a Twinkie, in order to have eaten drank a Diet Coke, in order to have smoked a cigarette and done the action, you had to have had the thought to do it, filtered through the belief system that it was okay, or that it wasn't that bad, or that it's not what they say it is, or that, well, I'm going to die anyway, or my dad did it, or it's okay, my dog died, whatever it is, the thoughts go through the filter of beliefs and create your actions, okay? All right, now, let's talk about the problem. Here's what happens. Here's what happens for you guys, okay? This is what you do wrongly, okay? This is what you do wrongly out of order. You guys come back, and we all have done this, okay? I've done this. Like, this is why, I mean, we still need to keep going all the time to learn the same things over and over again. This is why it has not taken hold. Okay, listen to me on this. This is huge. You ready to write this down? You guys do this out of order. You do it out of order. Every one of you guys comes back and you change your actions. You come back and you're like, I'm going to do better. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to run a little bit. I'm going to stop hanging out with those people. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to get on that program. I'm going to get on Dave Ramsey. I'm going to get on everydollar.com. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you start doing behavior modification. You start doing behavior modification, and you don't change anything up the pathway. You don't change anything here. You don't work on your brain. You don't do anything with beliefs. You start just doing behavior modification. All right? The reason that doesn't work is because that is only a result of these other two. That's only a result. This is the thing that comes out of the marriage between thoughts and beliefs. Okay? Now, let's show you how to do this correctly. I want to give you a verse. And I'm going to show you how to do this correctly. You can do two at a time, but you have to do this in the right order so that your brain actually takes it in, and so your brain changes, so that you have long-lasting neurological change there for that new action and new thought and new pattern, so that your body will keep doing it. Okay? Here we go. Now, here's the verse. Romans 12:2. It says, be transformed by the renewal of your liver, by the renewal of your adrenal glands, by the renewal of your colon, your kidney, your thyroid. No. Be transformed by the renewal of your bench press, or your squat number, or how good your abs look. No. That is not it. Okay? That is not it. One more on the last graphic to show you. Remember, thoughts build your beliefs, and the filter of your beliefs lead to the actions, okay? So, for example, when someone says something to you and it's snide or it's rude, or they're rude to somebody, or they're mean, whatever, and they go, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Of course you did. Of course you did. If it came out your mouth, if you said something with your mouth, you had to have thought it in your brain, and you had to have the belief that that thing was true. So if you're like, God, they're so stupid. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Yes, you did. Your brain and your belief system created an action that came out your mouth, and that was on purpose, okay? It was on purpose. You mean it. You mean what you say, because your brain had to create that action of you saying it. If you do something, you're doing something, I didn't really mean to do that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You meant to do that because your brain, filtered through your beliefs, creates the action. Okay, so it says, be transformed by the renewal of your mind. We're working on stuff backwards. We're doing stuff backwards. So I'm going to give you 3 steps. Here's the steps that you do this in. Here's your 3 steps to make sure that every event that you've gone to, all of the amazing life change that you've heard, whether it was from me, whether it was from Danny Johnson, Melissa Pepping, or Richard Bliss Brooks, Gateway. I mean, there were so many awesome things. The ULA guys, everybody that you hear, and when you get the new stuff, you're like, man, that's good. There's a 3-step process that takes time, and I'm going to give you the time limit you need to do this in, that takes time in order for you to create long-term change and to change your life and to change everyone's life around you. You ready? If you're ready, I want you to say it. Say, ready. Say, I'm ready to change my life. I want you to hit your neighbor and say, I'm ready to change my life. Say, I'm tired of short-term change. You got to be tired of the yo-yo. If you're not tired of short-term change, you're not tired of the yo-yo effect, and you're not tired of this bouncing up and down and doing life like a bouncy ball, then this ain't going to happen, and you just need to get off the scope right now, because this is going to waste your time, because you're not going to do it. If you're tired of yo-yoing, and you're tired of yo-yoing in your relationships, and you're tired of yo-yoing in your health, and you're tired of yo-yoing with your kids, okay, then this is the 3 steps you have to do this in, and you will get changed forever, and it will last forever. Okay? All right. And this is very simple. This is very simple. And you're going to go, that's it? It's it. You're just not following the process. You know, Scripture is very clear. And the Bible is very clear. And it's very specific. And it's very simple on the things that you need to do. But we don't do it. We don't read that. And we don't do it like it says. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And we work more on our diet and our gut than on our brain. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understandings. In all your ways acknowledge Him. And He will make your path straight. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. But you miss the all. You leave out all, and you're like, trust in the Lord with most of your heart. Use some of your understandings, and part of your ways acknowledge Him, and hopefully the road won't be as rocky. That's the version that you guys like. Instead of all, lean not on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and then He will direct your path. Then, it's an if-then. If you trust Him with everything, if you give Him all, if you hold your hands like this, He will take out the things that don't need to be there and He will put better things in. All right? He will put better things in, but you've got to trust Him first. It's an if-then. Then after that, if you do that, then He will make your path straight. He doesn't owe you anything. The Father doesn't owe you a straight path. That's not even what He promises. He promises that even if that path is straight, there's going to be pit holes, there's going to be quicksand, there's going to be like snakes on that road, there's going to be briar patches, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you have to work through for His glory and for your redemption, for your refining in His glory, so that in that story and in your testimony of walking that straight path, so that you can tell other people and you can help them through it. So you can turn around, remember, and you can reach ahead and you can hold on to the hand of the Father, and you're doing the if-then, and you reach back and you're like, this is how we do this, and you pull somebody up with you, or it's pointless. Or your struggle and your testimony means nothing. You see what I'm saying? All right, so here's step number 1. Step number 1 to get everything that you need in life and to make sure that all that you're learning actually sticks. This is simple. Think better thoughts. Think better thoughts. You know, the thing I see so much, I travel a lot now. You know, you guys see me all over the place, okay? I travel a lot. And the thing I see is that you're so hard on yourselves. I'm this way. You're so hard on yourselves. You have no grace for yourself that after an event, you think that you have to think perfect thoughts. No, like you have to change everything. Like that day and Monday has to be everything's perfect, or it's not okay. It's think better thoughts. Set better goals so you can think better thoughts, not perfect thoughts. That's impossible. You're a human, I'm a human. Think better thoughts. Think better thoughts today than you did yesterday. Take every thought captive, like he said. It's exactly what we talked about this weekend. Actually, be intentional with the thoughts that go into your head. At first, it's going to be really hard to catch them. Things are going to come out of your mouth. Things you're going to do stuff. You're going to eat crap. It's okay. You're not used to doing it all right yet. You start with thinking better thoughts. You write down how you're thinking. You own where you're at so you know where you're going. You own where you are at, so you can plan where you're going. Can I drop a mic on that? Own your spot. Know where you are so you can see clearly where you are headed. Doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, but it takes time. Okay, it takes time. Now, when you're changing your thoughts, when you're thinking better thoughts, should you write down your bad thoughts? If you're going to write down your bad thoughts and journal through part of that stuff, man, I was really feeling this way. This is what was coming up. Write it down. But what you do is with thoughts like that is you write them down, okay? I don't have anything to write on right here. I don't want to write on this. You write them down like blah, 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 blah. I can't stand them. I hate them. You've got to acknowledge it. You've got to give your brain grace and knowing that it's normal right now because you've created the normal for it to think that way, but we don't want it that way anymore, okay? You write it down, you take a red pen or a red highlighter or something, and when you see it, you're like, man, that is really negative, or that's a lie. You draw an X through it. You draw a big X through that journal entry, and then like she said, right underneath it, you write truth. Arrow, this is the truth. You replace that lie with truth. You replace that negative thought with a positive thought, even if you don't believe it yet. Listen to me. When you start doing this, you will not believe yourself because you haven't built your belief system yet. And that is okay. That is okay. You're training the brain on what is true. You're training the brain on how you want it to think and how you want it to respond and how you want it to act. Faith, exactly. Faith is hope for things that are unseen. It's doing things even though you don't believe it yet. If you already believe it and it's already easy, that doesn't take faith, right? That's nothing, okay? That's nothing. So write it down. Write it down. You're prophesying. Prophecy is encouragement. That's what it is. Write it down. If it's negative, draw an X to it. If it's a lie, draw an X to it. Write truth and write it underneath it. And you change that thought. Now, the amount of time Caroline Leaf has done extensive research on this, extensive research on how long it takes to retrain those pathways in the brain. She's done extensive research, and it takes exactly, if you keep doing it consistently, it takes 63 days. Takes a minimum. So watch, when you get back from an event, here's the hard part. Real life is waiting on you. You get back from my event, you get back from Spirit of Wellness, you get back from Vegas. Real life is waiting on you. Real life is waiting on you here. And so real life turns on those same pathways on how you were thinking before, because you had gotten in a rut and in a pattern of how you thought to get through real life. Okay, and I'm going to speed through this. I don't want to take up much time. Real life, okay? Well, real life and the way you think about it can change, but it takes 63 minimum, right? 63 minimum for you to get long-term neurological changes that stick, that change your brain, that will change your life. Okay, so you have to be consistent with the changes, the things that you learned in the weekend, whether you were in Vegas at the GoPro event, whether you were at the Men's Summit at Gateway, whether you were at Spirit of Wellness, whether you were at Danny Johnson, whether you were with me. Take those concepts, read them again every day, read them again every single day. Take your notes, read through your notes on a daily basis for at least 2 months, every day. For 2 months, so that you're training the thoughts that's what you want it to think. That's what you want it to think, okay? Now, I've got thoughts and stuff up here. I've got things on my wall right here that I constantly tell myself. I constantly read. One of them says, be willing to fail. I have one that says, be willing to fail right here. Over here, I have, learn to find the pace of the Father. To remind me that it's not on me. It's not my understanding. It's not my pace, not my doing. But I have to learn to find the pace of the Father every day because of life. So number one, think better thoughts. Number two, begin to slowly change your actions. The second thing you do is you begin to slowly change your actions. So you think better thoughts, and then you pick one category, whether it's your finances, whether it's your relationships. I would start with your family. I would start with your relationship with the Father and with your family. That's the most impactful. You pick something that you want to change in there. You pick something that needs to be better, and you pick one action step, one thing that you could do better, okay? And you start slowly changing actions. Slowly changing actions one at a time. Don't come in the house and throw everything away that you've been eating and trash everything. Take a sledgehammer to your TV and do all this stuff. Like, don't do that. Don't stress your family out. Now, if that's what it takes and that's the thing, and you're single, or you know that, and your husband and you are on the same page and you want to do that, go for it. If you're at the same event and you're of one accord on that and you're of one mind, go for it. Okay? Right. Don't despise the day of small beginnings. Consistent, minimal effort over time equals gigantic change. Okay? Slowly changing actions. Because you're changing your thought pattern. You're slowly changing actions. You're changing a little bit about what you eat. You're changing how much you drink from water. You're changing little things. Yes, and when you mess up, which you will, grace for that. It's okay. Just get back on. Give yourself a relief on that. Okay? Begin to change little actions. Okay? The third step that happens, hey Jen, the third step that happens, if you're changing your thoughts and you're thinking better thoughts, you're slowly changing actions. You're reading your notes from the event you went to every day for 2 months. You're jotting little notes down of what the Father reveals to you and what you learned about that new thought that day, because life has a way of revealing opportunity for you to grow. What? What did I say? Oh my gosh. Life actually gives you opportunity for growth every day. You just got to see it. You got to recognize it. You got to press into it and walk through it. So the third step, belief. The beliefs that you have that are wrong will change and will follow. This is going to happen automatically. This right here, the belief system, is going to happen if we change our thoughts. I threw it. If we slowly change our thoughts and we make better thoughts, we consistently change our actions, we stay consistent with it, then we will see truth. Then we will understand where we need to be. Then we will get the revelation that we were looking for from the Father. But He wants us to create action first. This morning we were going to school and Ellie was having a hard time buckling her car seat buckling her seatbelt. And this reminded me of this verse that I heard in the sermon yesterday, and I'm going to show you how this works, and that the action has to precede the belief a lot of the time. So Ellie is trying to buckle her seatbelt, and she can't get it. She's getting frustrated. And I said, hey, Harper, can you unbuckle? I pulled over. Can you unbuckle and help your sister buckle it? So listen to what he said. Harper unbuckles. He goes, okay. He unbuckles, and he stands over her, and he goes, you got to try, Ellie, because if you don't try to do it, I'm not going to help you. And I'm like, hold up, back that train up. One, where have you heard that from? Two, that's some serious biblical truth. He goes, you got to try, Ellie, because if you don't try, he wasn't being a jerk or anything. He was totally dropping some life bombs on her. He goes, if you don't at least try, then I can't help you. And so, right, like my kids, so she tries. All he does, he doesn't do it for her. He holds the buckle up, and then she pushes it in. He goes, see, all you had to do is try a little bit harder. You already had it. He sat back down just like that. And I was like, that is the heart of the Father. That is what the Father wants us to do. We've got to do our part. We've got to make action even when we don't believe yet. Now listen to what it says in in John chapter 8. This is mind-blowing, and I posted a graphic about this morning, but this is the last thing I'll leave you with. So this is talking about the truth, okay? Romans, gosh, why am I on that? John chapter 8, verses 31 through 32. It says, Jesus said to the people who believed him. They already believed him on this. So listen to this. Jesus said to the people who believed him, you are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings. Other translations said, if you abide in my word, you abide in my teachings. And in verse 32 it says, and you will know after that, after they abide, after you are faithful to the teachings and you actually walk it out, you grasp the truth of the weekend that you were just in and you do it. After that, it says, and then you will know the truth, and then the truth will set you free. We all just want the freedom first. We want people to give us the freedom, and not that the Father doesn't give us freedom right away. We all have freedom. We all have freedom in them. But to own it, to understand the truth, and to get the freedom from it, and understand His truth, and understand that He is true, you have to grasp it. You've got to walk out the truth even when it doesn't feel like it. Even when you don't believe it yourself. If you don't believe that God draws near to the brokenhearted, then when you're brokenhearted, you have to walk that out, and you've got to press into Him to know if He's going to draw into you. Because you don't believe it yet. You create the action, you walk through it. Then it says, then you will know truth. Then, when you know truth, the truth will set you free, and you'll get freedom. Our word for the year that the Lord gave us back in the first of the year in January was freedom. The Lord He gave me for our family and for Cindy and I was freedom. Freedom in our relationships, freedom in our marriage, even more so than we've already had. Freedom with our kids, freedom in our finances, freedom with our office, freedom in Young Living. Freedom in our world is freedom. But you want to get the freedom right up front, but it's a process. Walking out the truths, grasping the word, obeying in spite of feelings, walking it out, changing slowly your thoughts, allowing the Father to transform your brain, then you'll know the truth, you'll believe it, and the truth will set you free. And then you're going to walk into your promised land, and all of the stuff that you've been struggling so hard for so long is going to come to fruition, and you're going to own it, and then you're going to be able to enjoy it because you'll know that it was the Lord that got you there. It wasn't your striving. It wasn't your talent. It wasn't your action that you did it all. It was the Father that connected that third dot, that connected the truth for you, that gave you the belief, that then changed every action automatically, and you didn't have to try so hard anymore. So circle the wagons, grab your tribe, slowly change your thoughts. Think better thoughts. Think better thoughts. Slowly change your actions. Beliefs will follow, and you'll reach all that the Lord has for you. I'm going to be speaking at convention on Saturday in the Expo Hall, 1:30 to 2. I don't think you have to register for that one. It's there's just a bunch of people. You can come in on that. It's a big room. I hope to see all of you guys there. Again, I will be in Illinois May 22nd. I'll be in California May 14th. I'm gonna be at Creating a Dynasty with some of you guys into the month. Hope to see you there. Do the 3 steps. Don't waste all that you learned this last weekend. So many of you guys were at amazing events. I mean, like, amazing events, life-changing events. Don't waste it. Don't let that seed fall on thorny soil, on rocky soil, because you didn't open it up. Opening up your soul of your heart is thinking better thoughts, slowly changing actions, reading those notes every day for at least 2 months, and then watching your beliefs change and watching that truth set you free. Bam! You guys are awesome. I'm proud of you. I'm excited to watch you and to see your results and to get your feedback on this. Prove me wrong. Do it for 2 months, and you prove to me that it didn't change your life. The reason it hasn't changed your life to now is you did it for a week, you did it for 5 days, maybe even did it for a month, and then you stopped, and you went back to normal life. Change your brain, change your actions, change your beliefs, change your lives. Peace out. You guys are amazing. Love you.